This could be seismic. A twist so dramatic it feels scripted, yet it's unfolding in real time. Max Verstappen, the four-time world champion, caught in the middle of a secret meeting off Sardinia's sun-kissed coast, and Mercedes, led by Toto Wolff and backed by CEO Ola Källenius' blessing, is there as well, supposedly having a meeting with Verstappen. The question, is Verstappen finally on the move? Flashes of yacht tracks and private jet landings have stirred the rumour mill into a frenzy. Public flight data reveals Verstappen's jet touching down in Sardinia, while AIS trackers show two sleek yachts bobbing just offshore, one belonging to Verstappen's feared moniker, Unleash the Lion, the other to Wolff himself. Ralf Schumacher didn't mince words on the fact they're both there. It is no coincidence that two boats are moored off the coast of Sardinia this week. I can imagine them having a cup of coffee there. It's not mere coincidence they're meeting. Even more pointed, Schumacher added, I think it's pretty clear what Max wants. The subtext, Verstappen's horizon has shifted. Gone are illusions of endless loyalty to Red Bull. Now, the question is whether he can stake his long-term legacy somewhere new. But beneath the sunlit luxury lies storm clouds at Red Bull. The shock dismissal of Christian Horner, after nearly 2 decades at the helm, has thrown Milton Keynes into chaos. Jack Pluij noted on national Dutch TV, surprising, Verstappen's management is not pleased. Why did this not occur earlier? The timing stings. Horner's removal reeks of a strategic chess move. Placate unrest and, perhaps tie down Verstappen before he drifts away. Pluij digs deeper. Sometimes they should have left themselves. The team kept him protected by a large portion of the shareholders. Horner was sheltered. But the guardrails cracked. The bigger point? This purge may be as much a PR stunt as a performance reset. The hidden narrative, quell dissent, keep Verstappen from walking. And if Red Bull falters, Mercedes is poised to swoop. SRC report, Mercedes CEO Ola Källenius has given the green light to pursue Verstappen, even at a salary rumoured north of €50 million per year, far beyond George Russell's €14 million and rookie Antonelli's modest pay. If the numbers add up, Wolff's dream team could shift in a heartbeat. But Red Bull isn't blameless. The car that once dominated, winning 21 of 22 races in 2023, and Arlington's all fallen back to third in the Drivers' Championship, with Verstappen trailing by 69 points and Red Bull languishing fourth in the Constructors' standings. Ralf Schumacher warned, I'm afraid this valley that Red Bull is now going through. In Formula One history, it usually takes 2 or 3 years. The summer break decision loomingly may hinge on this dip, and Verstappen's ability to activate a performance-based exit clause. He hinted at the pathway, said to need a position outside the top 3 after the Hungarian GP. His contract through 2028 might fracture mid-season. Grooves of doubt widen. In the grid of alternatives, Aston Martin, McLaren, Ferrari, only Mercedes stands both ready and willing. Russell's uncertain status compounds the picture. No fresh contract inked, and grid whispers say ongoing are influencing his next deal. Mercedes has the chassis, the momentum, and now potentially the man who defines modern F1 excellence. Toto Wolff himself admitted his interest is natural, but cautioned he must remain respectable towards stakeholders. The board has beckoned. The question now, will Verstappen take the bait? And what about Red Bull's soul? The Horner exit isn't just a corporate housekeeping, it's a rupture. Pluij frames it bluntly. It's a bit of speculation. Verstappen's management is not happy. The faltering management, upheaval of technical heads, these cracks began forming long ago. Does Horner's departure signal salvation or surrender? And if their champion has mentally left, can they ever recover? We arrive at a major fork in the plot. Verstappen stands upon it. One path, a return to his Red Bull roots, loyalty rewarded, but years of recovery lie ahead. The other, a leap to the Silver Arrows, fast track to a fresh dynasty. It's a moment perched between sentiment and strategy. In a sport built on milliseconds and minds, this could be the defining moment of Verstappen's reign. One question remains: does he stay, or does he shift the balance of power forever? And just like that, a cup of coffee might change the future of Formula One. Because make no mistake, if Verstappen signs with Mercedes, it's not just a driver swap. It's the dismantling of a dynasty, the reallocation of power in the paddock, and the cold, calculated end of Red Bull's reign as we know it. Let's not forget, Verstappen isn't simply another talented driver. He's the cornerstone of Red Bull's success, the golden boy who turned their cutting-edge aero into unrelenting dominance. But now, even that unshakable foundation is starting to show cracks. As Ralf Schumacher bluntly puts it, "So I still believe that Max is thinking very strongly and more than ever after this weekend about leaving Red Bull." Why? Because even he couldn't save them at Silverstone. A botched setup, a rainy mess, a recovery drive to fifth. Max did what he could, but it wasn't enough, and that realization hit him hard. He knows even he can't save this anymore, Schumacher adds. That's not just analysis, it's insight into the psyche of a champion who spent too long outracing reality. And here's the cold irony. Christian Horner's firing, meant to re-stabilize Red Bull and calm Verstappen's nerves, might have come too late. Jack Pluige's on-air speculation: "It's a way to keep Max, but you don't put out a fire by blowing smoke." Which brings us back to Mercedes and the man with the plan. Toto Wolff has long played the long game. Patience, influence, timing. And now, after years of restrained admiration from afar, he's finally pushing the button. Verstappen, with his 4 world titles and unmatched consistency, is within reach. And the support he needs from the Mercedes board? It's already in play. Ola Källenius, the hard-nosed executive who doesn't waste euros on fantasy, has reportedly withdrawn his reservation, per La Gazzetta dello Sport, and given the green light to the operation. That's massive. That's the equivalent of Mercedes loading a cannon and handing Toto the trigger. Verstappen's rumoured salary, north of 50 million euros a year. But if that's the price of rebuilding a legacy, Mercedes is prepared to pay it. And let's not gloss over the other half of this equation, George Russell. The young Brit who was meant to be the heir to the Silver Arrows has been curiously silent. Still unsigned, still dangling. His recent performances? Solid, but not spectacular. And now, with Verstappen looming large, Russell's future looks more uncertain than ever. Could he be moved to another team? Sidelined? Or perhaps used as leverage in this rapidly shifting power game? And while Antonelli waits in the wings, Wolff knows he can't gamble F1 2026's new era on unproven potential. Not when Verstappen, a known winner, is on the market. Here's the part that really tilts the scales: Red Bull's upcoming role as an engine manufacturer. Starting in 2026, they'll be building their own power units in collaboration with Ford. In theory, that's a power move. In practice, it's uncharted territory. And if there's one thing drivers hate more than losing, it's uncertainty. Schumacher doesn't buy the optimism either. "I just lack the imagination because Pierre Wash hasn't managed to make the car really drivable for 1.5 years now." Ouch. And with the RB21 already falling short, why should Verstappen believe that a rookie engine department will somehow bridge the gap? It's no wonder the rumour mill is boiling over. Aston Martin, with its Adrian Newey and Honda connections, was briefly floated, but the real heat is coming from Brackley. The place where a young Lewis Hamilton became a legend. The place that still bleeds ambition. So what does all this mean? It means we are staring down the barrel of one of the most seismic team switches in F1 history. Forget Vettel or Hamilton to Ferrari. Forget Alonso's soap opera. If Max Verstappen leaves Red Bull, especially now, while he's still in his prime, it resets everything. Imagine the look. Monaco 2026. A silver car, low to the ground, slicing through Portier. And behind the wheel, not Hamilton, not Rosberg, not Russell, but Verstappen. The prodigy turned master, now chasing history in enemy colours. The silence from Red Bull tells you everything. They haven't denied the Sardinia meeting. They haven't countered the reports. They haven't even guaranteed Verstappen's future. Why? Because maybe they can't. Because maybe, just maybe, the meeting wasn't about coffee after all. Now the question goes to you, the fans, the theorists, the purists. If Max Verstappen leaves Red Bull for Mercedes, will it be remembered as betrayal or brilliance? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story, it's just getting started.